Hey guys, it's Trueflight here. We're back in the crew. Been a while since I posted a video from the crew. Not really doing much today, just kind of skipping through my games to see what I want to do. I don't even have my wheel or my controller hooked up right now, so we're going to try playing this with the keyboard. Which is what we used to do back in the day, so hopefully we're not too terrible. Let's figure out where we want to go. I don't know if we're going to go all the way there, but we'll cruise down. Set a trip down the coast here while we talk. Of all the different racing games and things I've tried, I still like this one the best, despite its flaws. Wow, I gotta get used to these controls again. And there's just something about this game that keeps bringing me back. The map is a huge part of it. It is absolutely gigantic compared to other games. And I really miss that in things like Forza Horizon. I think I would still be playing Forza Horizon 3 if it was on this map. Because I think I like everything else about that game better than... Let's turn here, yeah. GPS is useless in this game. Anyway, I do plan on doing some more videos of these. It is kind of sad that the console players and PC players cannot play together in this game like they can on Forza Horizon. That's a real letdown. Otherwise, I'd have a lot more people to play with, because there are a lot of people who own the console version of the game. And, oh jeez, I'm looking at the map now where I'm going. Anyway, I do plan on playing this a bit more, getting back into doing probably weekly videos like I was doing. How fast are these people on the highway going? I'm doing 200, I'm not catching them. Jeez. It's so gonna hit the guardrail up here. Poor car. I needed that exit. Really wanted that platinum medal though. I haven't played in a while. Feels good to win something. We want to equip that. This gives us +5, but it doesn't actually raise anything. I haven't really been messing around with those. We'll look at them later. What exit was it that we needed? Anyway, yeah, if I can get more people together and actually do some cool events with people, that would really go a long way towards making me want to play these games more. We did some really cool crossover videos with some people on Forza Horizon. I did a couple with some guys in the crew a while back, but never really much after that. And they were a lot of fun, so definitely if I could find a steady crew to play with and had this game. This car is terrible in the rain, especially using a keyboard. I've had the game for going on 3 years now, and I just have not been able to find an actual crew to play with. Or maybe I haven't been looking as hard as I should have. But it definitely is one of those games that'd be a lot more fun with a set group of people to play with and do various things with, cross-country trips and so on. I accidentally put that one. Oh well. Eventually I'll go look at all those and see what I picked up. I don't even remember why I was in the Codex car I was in when I logged in. I think it was from the very last video I did. show you how long it's been since I've actually logged in and played the crew. I blame a lot of that on Forza Horizon. I played that a ton when I first got it, but that game just did not want to cooperate and had major issues with memory usage. I'm running 16 gigabytes of memory on one of my systems and 32 on another system, and they would still lag out on that game due to memory loss at times. So it became a major issue. There's a leak in that game somewhere. I'm not sure if Microsoft fixed it at this point. I haven't played it much in the last probably month or so, because it was just giving me issues. And couldn't record anything, couldn't stream, and it just got obnoxious. So anyway, I'm definitely going to look into doing more crew videos here, whether they be solo or with people, depends on who I can find. I know at least a handful of people who play the game now, so can probably get in and do something with them. Problem is, a lot of people bought Calling All Units. At the time, oh, I thought it was over far enough. At the time, I was not really into the game as much, so I kind of skipped over that one. Forza Horizon had just come out, and I went with that instead of buying Calling All Units. I still haven't picked it up. Not entirely thrilled with what it adds to the game. I played the beta. But anyway, definitely going to do something here in the future, more of these type of games. And I really do want to spend more time playing with other people, because I think that's honestly what people want to see. That's what I enjoy the most, the interaction with other players. Even in a racing game, the banter back and forth, the jokes, the cutting people off, things like that are a huge part of the games, and playing solo don't really get that too much. So if you're out there and you have the PC version and you want to get together, definitely look me up. Plenty of ways to get a hold of me. My Uplay name is actually Trueflights _. That's Trueflight with an S and an underscore on the end. And add me, I'll come play if I'm around. Did start a new job recently that's been chewing up a lot of my gaming time, but finally got things settled down with that, so I'm going to have more time to be out and actually playing games again, which is cool. I went a couple months there where I honestly didn't even turn a game on. So we'll see where things go from there. I would like to see another expansion to the crew that actually adds to the map. Maybe progress into Canada or down to Mexico. There's so much more they could do with this. I love the map the way it is. There's such a huge area, and everybody complains that a lot of it's just dead open space. But to be honest, that's what it's like driving in the U.S. A lot of these people in other countries and such that play the game just don't realize that, because the U.S. is so big compared to a lot of those countries. I know people play the crew and actually came and visit the U.S. from Britain, I think it was, and didn't realize that cities and things that show up in the game are not as close together. Like in the game, you find two major cities, you can drive back and forth between the two cities in a matter of minutes, where in the real US it's literally days to drive between these 8 places. But even with that said, this map's absolutely huge compared to anything else out there. That was terrible. I think, yeah, I think we're actually coming up to Miami right now. That trip I just took, I've actually driven. I didn't go all the way down to Miami, but I drove from New York to Orlando, and it takes about 18 hours. And I just drove from New York to Miami, which is farther down, just during the course of this video. But as I said, that said, the map is still amazing to me anyway. It doesn't need to be super detailed. I'm not in a game for amazing graphics, which some of these newer games do have, I'll give them credit for. I like the ability to just get in a car and go anywhere. And for me, that's what was lacking in Forza Horizon 3. That map was rather large, but at the same time, I think there's only one major 4-lane highway in all of that map. And maybe it's a cool thing for people who live in Australia, despite the fact that they have a couple of the major landmarks in the wrong place, which I thought was hysterical. But it's just too small for what I want to do. I like being able to cruise out there. And on this map, you can find some of these winding mountain roads out here in the west, up here in the hills, and go wherever. You take an off-road truck and go up over some of these mountains and do some off-roading. There's a race called Roller Coaster I love that actually goes up and over the mountain here. You know, the flat races out in the salt flats, the snow races up in here. There's just a lot of variety, and nothing's come close to that aspect of the game. You know, the city driving and all the major cities. You got New York over here, Chicago, and yeah, I think a lot of games are lacking that. I'd love to see those kind of games on this map, but for now, despite all of its flaws, the crew is still top rating as far as racing games go for me. As I said, I like almost everything about Forza better. I just wish it ran more stable and had a bigger map. So we'll see where that franchise leads. The new Need for Speed's due out here soon. We'll see what becomes of that as well. Anyway, in the meantime, stay tuned for some more videos on the channel. Thanks for sticking with me through my little lull and lack of videos here, and I'm going to do my best to remedy that in the coming weeks.